Hello everybody, my name is Daniel Richardson and I'm the WCPW review guy, and of course this is WrestleMania weekend, State of Emergency weekend, World Cup weekend, just everything, everything just thrown together in one epic weekend. And yeah, this is the unofficial WCPW top 10, and yeah, real quick I do want to address something. Apparently last night at the NXT TakeOver event, Drew Galloway, going back on his name with Drew McIntyre, apparently was there in the crowd. I don't know if he was there in the crowd or if he's actually in a backstage promo or if he was in the ring. I don't know. I literally was just getting little bits on Twitter, and I was just like, ah. But apparently, yeah, he may have signed back with WWE/NXT. So, however, he's currently still the WCPW champion, and I'm sure, you know, if this is the case, they probably had him drop it at State of Emergency. But until then, I'm still leaving him on the top 10. I'm still leaving him on the top 10. But like I said, it seems like it'll be, you know, happening soon, so who knows. But for today, he's still on the unofficial top 10. Because it is unofficial, I guess, at the end of the day. So I'll be honest with you, I was very, I guess, dissatisfied. I don't want to say unhappy. I'm happy for him. I mean, clearly it's going to be more money, and you know, I'm sure, you know, ever since he was initially dropped from the company, he's probably been trying to work his way back up to it. He's been a hell of a champion, putting on hell of, you know, matches in the ring. So I mean, you know what? I am happy for him. You know, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss him. So, but yeah, if this is the case, you know, goodbye, Drew Galloway, and yeah, we'll just. But as before, we keep moving on. Which I guess that's got to be some incentive to win the WCPW championship. Like seriously, 3 WCPW champions all went right to WWE in a roundabout way. I mean, you know, Big Damo, he's in NXT right now. Joseph Connors was in the tournament, the European Championship tournament, but I guess he's still occasionally dropping in over there. And then of course Drew Galloway. So there you go. You want your quick ticket to WWE? You win yourself the WCPW championship. It'll get you right there. Alright, so guys, we're going to kind of run through some of these because I'm not going to lie, the tag and the women's division did not change at all. So I'll just briefly run through them. At number 10, for a second week in a row, Luke King Sharp and Kid Fight. Number 9, for a second week in a row, Matt Riddle and Liam Slater. Number 8, for a second week in a row, The Prestige, talking about the Joe Hendry BT Gun combo. Number 7, Bad Bones and Drake for a third week in a row. At number 6, for a second week in a row, Drago and El Hijo de Dos Caras. Number 5, for a second week in a row, Swords of Essex, which I'm talking about the Paul Robinson and Scott Wainwright combo. Number 4, for a second week in a row, Prospect. Number 3, for a second week in a row, The Prestige, talking about Banks and Coffee combo. Number 2, for a third week in a row, Moss and Slater. And number 1, for a third week in a row, the WCPW Tag Team Champions, the Swords of Essex, Will Ospreay, Scott Wainwright. Bam. Alright, moving on to the women's division, top 5. My paper got skewed. Alright, at number 5, for a month, going on for a month, Little Miss Roxy. At number 4, also for a month, Evil East. Number 3, for a third week in a row, Nixon Newell. Number 2, third week in a row, Viper. And number 1, for an amazing 11 weeks straight, she is WCPW Women's Champion, Bea Priestley. Alright, so now here we are, the top 10. And I'll tell you right now, I ran these numbers 3 times. And I'm not even exaggerating. I could have just ran a second time and told you guys I did a third time. But I did 3 times because these numbers do not make sense. I guess it shows how fragile the ecosystem of the top 10 can be. That some people who inexplicably won a lot got bumped back. And someone who lost is bumped forward. I don't get it. It's not a perfect system, people. That's why it's unofficial. But this is it. This is the top 10. So if you guys are scratching your heads like, well, how'd this person not make it? I don't know either. I don't know either. I checked the system. I ran the numbers. I did the whole thing. I did the whole shebang, and it's still... so I have no idea. This is baffling. But we'll get right into it. At number 10, making his debut on the top 10, he is the current Ring of Honor World Champion, Christopher Daniels. Pumped he's on there. I hated that he had to bump Zack Sabre. Once again, not sure how that even happened, but Zack Sabre got bumped out. Christopher Daniels bumped in. I'm okay with that. At number 9, dropping 2 spots, after an embarrassing loss to Grado. El Ligero. At number 8, up a spot from last week, Primate. Number 7, also up a spot from last week, the WCPW Internet Champion, Cody Rhodes. At number 6, he's dropped a spot from last week. He was in the main event against Matt Riddle and Marty Scurll this past week in a losing effort. Talk about Will Ospreay. At number 5, he's up a spot from last week after defeating Travis Banks this week, Martin Kirby. At number 4, dropping a spot from last week, even though he won two tournament matches this week, advancing to the World Cup Finals, Joe Coffey defeated Liam Thompson and Kenny Williams. Somehow he slipped. I don't know how. I really don't know how. But yeah, Joe Coffey, number 4. At number 3, also advanced twice, or 2 matches in the World Cup Finals, defeating Mark Coffey, Joe's brother, and BT Gunn. And I'm talking about the current NXT hopeful, WCPW champion. And then there's another question too, is like, clearly he'll drop the title, but what are they going to do with his spot in the World Cup Finals? Are they going to replace him? Or are they just going to leave it vacant? Like, will WWE be cool enough to let him compete? Maybe even let him, go through. I don't know. It's all in the air right now, but I'm talking about Drew Galloway. I'm calling him Drew Galloway. Fuck McIntyre. It's gay. So anyways, but yeah, Drew Galloway up a spot from last week. At number 2, dropped the spot, Rampage. At number 1, he was 2 last week. He's climbed to the top of the mountain again, even though he lost an opening round match in the World Cup Scottish qualifier. Lost to Kenny Williams. Joe Hendry, number 1. So there you have it. I want to throw congratulations to the Swords of Essex, B. Priestley, and Joe Hendry. You guys are unofficially, and in some cases officially, the number 1 wrestlers in your respective divisions. So there you guys have it. I believe they said State of Emergency, they're going to air it on Friday. So this weekend I will have the State of Emergency review, if you will. And yeah, and once again, I guess just stay tuned. The WC, they have yet to drop an official word on Drew Galloway's status in the company. So yeah, we'll just have to kind of wait and see together and see where this pans out. So that's all I got, guys. Thank you for watching. Share and subscribe if you haven't already. Show this video that thumb and love. Even if it's thumbs down, I'm okay with that. You can give me thumbs down, some activity. And yeah, that's it. And of course, all my social media stuff: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, that stuff down below. That's all I got, guys. Thank you once again for watching. Till next time.